Hey everyone, it's Jordan, and today I'm going to be doing the Winter Wonderland book tag. So this was an old tag that I saw, that I watched a few times from different booktubers. I'll link the original video down below if it's available, but I will check when I'm done filming this video. This is basically another wintry, Christmas-themed book tag, and I just thought I would do this tag, so let's get to the questions. So the first question is, what book is so happy and sweet that warms your heart? And the book that I picked for this is The Bromance Book Club by Lisa K. Adams. This is about a man named Gavin who's part of the baseball team whose wife wants to get a divorce, but he doesn't want to get a divorce, so he and the other teams of the baseball team form a bromance book club, but they can't tell anybody that there is a book club, and they basically read romance novels to try to figure out how to become more romantic, basically. And I just really love Gavin so much. It just warms my heart that he really wants his marriage a second chance and trying to make his wife fall in love with him again. And I just really love that from a character, and this just warmed my heart from me reading it. The next question is, what is your favorite book with the white cover? This one's hard because I do like a lot of books, but the one with a white cover that's one of my favorite book covers, basically, which is I See London, I See France by Sarah Malinowski. I can't pronounce the author's name. I still try my best, but I just really love this cover because it looks like a journal kind of cover, and that's why I bought it. And of course, I've read it a few years ago, and I really love it. And it's basically a YA contemporary novel about two best friends who want to start travel all over Europe after their first year of college, and that's what I love about it. And again, I just really love this novel. This is one of my favorite white cover books that are favorite book cover says why that's one of my favorites. And the next question is, you're sitting in a nice comfy chair wearing a onesie with a lovely warm hot chocolate, but what monster book are you reading? I don't know what's considered monster, but for me, monster books would be a book that's over 500 pages. And the book that I picked for this has been on my shelves for a long time, and it was gifted to me a few years ago, and I still haven't read it, which is Agatha Christie's Hercule Poirot short stories. It's like 1,000, almost 900 pages, but there's a lot of short stories in here. Like, it said over 50, so I'm just afraid it's going to take me long to read this beast, but I still want to read it because I love Agatha Christie, and I love Hercule Poirot as a character, and he's one of my favorite detectives from literature other than Sherlock Holmes, but I'm always afraid to pick this up because of how big it is, even though I could read one short story a day depending on how long each of them are, but I definitely would read this in a comfy chair if I feel like it. And the next question is, it started snowing, so you decided to have a snowball fight. What fictional character would you love to have a snowball fight with? I honestly don't know who I would pick for this one, just because I love a lot of characters that I've read this year, but I don't know which one I would pick. I honestly don't know. I still don't know who I would pick, so I would say any of the characters that I love this year. I don't know. It's really hard to pick just one character that I would love to have a snowball fight with. And the next question is, sadly, your fire is beginning to go out, and so what book would you tear the last few chapters out to throw in the fire? I honestly, the book that I picked for this, it's pretty obvious, which is After by Anna Todd. I would tear out like maybe the entire book or the chapters that seem like where the relationship is so rocky, just because I honestly had mixed feelings towards that book. I couldn't read the sequel. I couldn't go past 100 pages with the sequel, and I just don't like the characters' relationship. I don't think it's a healthy relationship. I think it's abusive. So I know that's a strong word, but I just really don't like how he manipulates her, saying like, "Oh, I want a relationship with you," and then pushes her away in another chapter. That just drives me crazy. So that's why I prefer the movie better than the book. But I just would throw this entire book in a fire just to warm myself up. And the last question is, what book is so close to your heart that you would give to someone this Christmas who hasn't read before but wants to get into reading? This one's another one, a tough one, just because I love a lot of books, but the book that I picked is a book that I've read this year that I think many people will pick up easily than a classic, which is The Seas Violent Delights by Chloe Gunn, just because it's a Romeo and Juliet retelling, and I would recommend this just because some people still don't like Shakespeare plays, like the original Shakespeare plays, and if someone wants to try a Shakespeare, like to read a Shakespeare play, but doesn't know if they'll like it, I would definitely give this someone, just because I love the Shakespeare plays, and I think if anybody wants to read Romeo and Juliet in a different format or in a different form of the story, I would definitely recommend this, just because I love the characters, and I do love how it follows the storyline of Romeo and Juliet, because it's a Romeo and Juliet retelling, but it takes place in Shanghai in the 1920s. That's why I love about this book so much. So I would definitely give this to someone who's trying to get back into reading but don't want to start off with the classics. So that's all for the Winter Wonderland book tag. If you enjoyed this video, give us a thumbs up and comment down below what would you give someone. If you haven't already, click the subscribe button and click the bell icon so we know if I ever post new videos. Also, you can follow me on social media like Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and Goodreads, which all links will be down below for you guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!